in my opinion, if we're gonna be honest and judge players based on how they play, there's a new number 1 overall pick. There is.
Remember when Geno Auriemma passed on Caitlin Clark for UConn and questioned her potential in the WNBA? Now, she's not just breaking records, she's smashing them, earning titles like Time Athlete of the Year and AP Athlete of the Year.
Geno Auriemma, Caitlin Clark again. The world turns. It's Caitlin Clark's world. We just live on planet Caitlin.
Meanwhile, Paige Bueckers, Geno's star, is struggling to keep up. Once the top 2025 draft prospect, she's no longer seen as the best in college basketball. Looks like Geno's decision might cost him big.
Delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. There were actually odds on she's 3rd or 4th in betting odds on being MVP at the WNBA. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad name. Okay, so the kid was set up for failure right from the beginning.
Remember when Geno Auriemma passed on Caitlin Clark? He chose a pebble over a diamond. Arrogance or bad judgment? Either way, it's haunting him now.
Her game is different than Caitlin's in that she's more of just a distributor, get the ball, her game is more like Sue Bird's game. All right? And not that Sue had the physicality to play in that league, but obviously she's the best point guard ever. But I think her game, the subtleties of her game will translate.
While Geno overlooked Clark, other coaches saw her potential. Her high school stats were unreal, but Geno missed it.
Geno, baby, if Caitlin Clark is on the team, it becomes the right team. Because Caitlin Clark is on it. It's like saying Michael Jordan's not on the right team. It's the right team if Michael Jordan is on the roster.
Geno pinned his hopes on Paige Bueckers, but that golden ticket might be a dud. Clark's dominating with awards like Time Athlete of the Year, while Bueckers might not even be the top pick in 2025.
Sorry, can we stop judging Paige Bueckers by who she was when she was 19 years old and not judging 23-year-old Paige Bueckers? Because 23-year-old Paige Bueckers is not as good as 21-year-old Olivia Moss. And I mean that. I really mean that.
But it gets worse. Geno didn't just pass on Clark, he criticized her, saying her game wouldn't translate and calling her fans delusional. Now, with Clark's success, Geno's probably wondering how he missed so badly.
Disrespectful, unknowledgeable, stupid fans. Diana said it best. Ooh boy. Diana said it best. I would like to point out that Diana Taurasi, 6-time gold medalist now, because she dragged her 42-year-old aging bones over to Paris and got an extra gold medal while Caitlin Clark was sitting at home watching, presumably. Caitlin Clark's rookie year numbers are better than the sainted, the goated Diana Taurasi. Caitlin Clark's having a better rookie year than she had. Miss Reality Check herself, Diana Taurasi.
Pride comes before the fall, and Geno is feeling it. His pick of Bueckers over Clark is backfiring, with analysts calling him out. Now, Geno's wondering if he's to blame for Paige's struggles.
Care how good Paige Bueckers was in high school. I really don't. I'm hearing people mentioning Paige being the National Player of the Year as a freshman, as why to draft her 4 years later. I don't care.
Remember when Paige Bueckers wowed everyone as a freshman? It seems that star is fading quicker than a sparkler on New Year's.
Paige is having a good season so far. I don't think it's her greatest performance or her greatest season so far, and she's struggled in a couple of these games.
She's still scoring nearly 20 points per game, but her stats, points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks are all down from last year, even lower than her freshman season. It's not the all-around player we expected.
Until recently, they are starting their teams. Iowa beat them in the Final Four last season. South Carolina has been on a tear. We have LSU. Tennessee is back in the mix. We have Notre Dame coming up. We have TCU. We have Duke. I'm going to call the two teams that Auriemma and Aaliyah are on. There are these great programs who are taking a new age style of basketball when it comes to coaching, when it comes to system, and it comes to how you're letting your players play, that maybe Geno does need to adapt a little bit.
Bueckers isn't just underperforming, she's disappearing in big games. With 11 points against Holy Cross, 8 against Louisville, and a quiet performance in the loss to Notre Dame, fans are starting to call her overrated. Ouch. That's gotta sting, but can you blame them? From player of the year to struggling in key games, people are talking. Some wonder if Auriemma's old school system is holding Bueckers back more than anything.
With Paige Bueckers and the UConn Huskies front and center this season in women's basketball, some fans are starting to question Geno Auriemma's coaching style and wondering if it's truly what's best for Paige.
Bueckers is shooting 56%, her best yet, but she swapped aggression for efficiency. In big games, she's like a basketball librarian, quiet and efficient, but not impactful.
He basically said, well, Paige just likes to stand around. She's not really aggressive and she's not going to go after the ball. So that's just what Paige likes to do. He kind of threw her under the bus. And a lot of fans are starting to notice that Geno says a lot of things to the media about his team, about his players that are starting to rub certain people the wrong way.
There are rumors Bueckers might be underperforming to avoid being drafted by the Dallas Wings. Meanwhile, as Caitlin Clark's star rises, Bueckers is fading, like one runner sprinting while the other jogs backward.
The reason why Paige Bueckers is seen as a formality, the number 1 overall pick, was because she was the best player in the world, her age, in the world when she was 18. Because she was better than Caitlin Clark 4 years ago. Well, I'm sorry, like, Andrew Wiggins was better than Nikola Jokic when they were 18 years old. What difference does that make? What difference does that make now? Like, I can guarantee you when Michael Jordan was 16 years old, he was cut from his high school team. Like, you don't judge players based on how good they were in a pack.
Can Bueckers turn it around, or is this her new norm? The pressure's on. She needs to step up fast because in women's basketball, you're only as good as your last game, and hers isn't one to brag about.
Bueckers has been front and center in the women's basketball media landscape. There is so much hype around her, and a lot of people have a microscope on her and the UConn Huskies. A lot of people are expecting Paige to win her first national title this year with UConn before she does declare for the WNBA.
I don't see any reason why Olivia Moss should not be number 1 overall pick right now. She's 2.5 years younger than Paige. She is 5'10" point guard. She's an inch shorter than Paige Bueckers. She is a better point guard. She's just coming off the back of 2 consecutive triple doubles for Notre Dame. And Notre Dame are better than UConn. They just are. It really doesn't matter who the higher recruits were, who was better. At this point in time, Olivia Moss is a better player. And especially, you might be saying, oh, but like efficiency. Olivia Moss shoots 55% from the field. They shoot the same percentage from the field. From 3, Olivia Moss shoots 40-something% from 3. Paige Bueckers shoots 40. Olivia Moss is a better passer. Olivia Moss runs the show better. Olivia Moss is a better decision maker. And you might be saying, oh, but like Paige Bueckers' efficiency and all this. If your efficiency comes from passiveness, then it is fake efficiency. Anyone can be efficient only shooting catch and shoot open shots and layups and like easy pull-ups. When your efficiency comes at the expense of aggression, it doesn't count. I don't understand why it's just an automatic given she's the number 1 overall pick. She's not been the best player in college, and she is not the best player that's available in this draft. She has been outplayed by Olivia Moss this season. You draft based on who is going to be the best at this point in time. And not only do I believe that Olivia Moss is a better basketball player than Paige Bueckers right now, she's also a much better point guard. I think even if you're trying to argue and Paige Bueckers is better, Olivia Moss is a better point guard, and I think that's very difficult to argue against that point. I think it's very difficult to say that Olivia Moss or Paige Bueckers is better at the point guard position than Olivia Moss, which is why the Dallas Wings are going to play her. Paige Bueckers was better when she was in high school, and I mean that. Paige Bueckers was better at 18 years old than she is at 23 years old. Olivia Moss is constantly improving, has been the best point guard in the country, and she is getting better and better and better as the year's going on. And Paige is just doing Paige things. She's being ultra efficient. She's just going to go and take her shots.